Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Nikke on the Run channel. Um, so yeah, today we're going to continue on the main campaign again. We're going to be fighting the boss, and then we're going to push a little bit more campaign. Today is a lot later than I want to, so I'll be doing a shorter one, but hopefully that should be fine. As we continue to sift through the detritus left behind by the battle, we come across a pile of smoldering ashes that resembles a campfire. Okay.
熱はまだ残ってるわ。最近までいたってことね。なんと地上にキャンプファイヤーのロマンを理解する方がいたとは。死にたがりがここにいたようですね。熱源の探知ができるラプチャーを呼び寄せたくて仕方がなかったのでしょう。それにしては綺麗すぎない？はい、戦った跡はありませんね。湖に沿って足跡があります。歩幅と足跡の数から見て全部で3人。背丈の高いものが2人、低いものが1人。3人ですか？どういうことでしょう。ラピは1人ですよね。ラピじゃないはずよ。焚き火なんてバカな真似はしないでしょ。じゃあ他の誰かってことですか？多分、誰かしら。追いかければよいのでは？誰であれラピと関係がありそうです。
Let's follow the tracks.
では出発しましょう。
There's a shot.
ライフルの音。この音どこかで。間違いない。
Dirty one's off.
ちょっと待ってよ。
I guess the way the guns are shot, I guess. Oh boy. It's fingers. Just gonna auto again. Boss is getting deleted. For like most of the setup, I think I was getting deleted, so this is a... The normal stages are harder than the boss now. I wonder if because Mother Will was such a pain in the butt and badly balanced that they had to do this. A is Chime! I still have not known what happened to Chime in Crown's story. I did not finish Crown's story, but I probably will reread through Crown's story again, because I actually like the story and I think it's nice to share. Obviously a lot of people have already watched or already played through the story, especially back during the, I believe, first and 1.5 year anniversary. I think that was it. 1.5, yeah. So, yeah. Why is Crown looking so... Man, this place feels hot. The blushing level is insane, dude. Oh, wait.
あんたのそのお嬢様が
焼いた芋が食いたいって言ったんだよ。だから火をつけて焼いてたんだ。
Oh shit.
その時お嬢様が何してたかわかるか？
止めたはずなのだ。
止めるかよ。よだれを垂らしてたぞ。フォークとナイフを持ってな。
Of course. Crown,
な
please.
んで芋焼いてる時にフォークとナイフを構えてんだよ。
ちっけえな。お嬢様は高貴なるお方。素手で食べるなど下品な真似はしないのだ。
大事なのはそこじゃないだろ。
それで芋は焼けたのだ。
お前に文句言われたから火は消してきただろ。もう忘れちまったのか？
なんたること。今すぐ焼いた芋をお嬢様にお出しするのだ。
ずーもう。
お二人ともおやめになって。私が公平に調停いたします。双方ともに非があることで。
Oh no, Crown. Please.
私はレッドフード様の常識とチャイムの忍耐力を試していたのですわ。残念ながらお二人とも不合格という結果となってしまいま
What
した。
a way to try to fix the situation.
やはりお嬢様、お考えがあってのことでございましたか。この不祥チャイム、お嬢様の深いお考えを汲み取ることができず、大変申し訳ございません。大丈夫ですわ。次に頑張ればいいことですもの。
合格したらどうなるんだよ。
はい。
合格と不合格があるんだろ。合格したらどうなるんだそれ。
よりよく私に仕えられる栄誉を授けられますわ。
Crown. Oh no.
参ったな。おい、白騎士さんよ。誰か来たぞ。
ニッケ？そんな。貴様の大声のせいで他のニケたちにバレてしまったのだ。
断言してもいいが、お前の声が一番大きいぞ。
3人ですか。振り切りましょう。はあ、直ちにトロンベを呼び出します。
ちょっと待った。
Crown.
何を言ってるのだ。私たちは他のニケと接触しては。レッドフード。
ドロシー。
ちょっと危険です。お嬢様、戦闘準備を。いいえ、お下がりなさい。レッドフード。
おいおい、お嬢様じゃねえか。
Dirty embraces Red
お
Hood.
っと、しばらく見ない間にずいぶん大胆になったな。
どうして生きて。
Dirty quickly backs off.
あなたは誰です？
どうした？
誰ですか？
レッドフードだけど。おい、ドロシー、大丈夫か？
どうしてこんなことが。
Oh, PTSD.
死んだはず。
Yep.
ねえ、そこの赤くて怪しい人。
Candy Andy.
マフラーは何？
これ私のだけど。
Candy apple looking bugger. What a way to call someone.
あなた、ラピとどういう関係？
ラピを知ってるのか？
どういう関係なの？
そういうお前らこそどういう関係なんだよ。
友達、仲間です。
And I'm her commander.
私はラピの友達？師匠？仲間？何っていうのは難しいな。とにかくそういう関係さ。
ラピはどこですか？
多分。
Red Hood taps her chest. So she knows. Huh? Wait, so how conscious is Red Hood? Huh?
こっちですか？
Oh boy.
行こうぜ。
This is where we were stuck previously, so okay.
行こうかな。
Let's go chapter 26.
バレた。行こう。
Oh, the OST.
行こうぜ。
バレた。行こうかな。
What was that, huh? Eagles? Birds? Yeah, probably look like an eagle. Very cactus area, we're back in the dry area again. Honestly, when we are looking at this, I would wonder, you know, how the civilization or world would look like. I don't think this gives a very good indication, but because like there are some places which looks like this, I don't think you'll find this kind of place still standing in a post-apocalyptic, right? I think most of this kind of places without maintenance, they would wear down in like 30 years. You won't even find them standing up like this. You'll probably find them collapse, half collapse, or in some weird off situations. So
こっちですか？
wow, I'm just trying to feel what Cosmograph is cooking. For sure.
該当地点に移動します。
バレた。行こうかな。
エンカウンター。行こうぜ。
こっちです。
Immediately outscaled in power. Damn, that's fast. Before that, we're still in the blue and green. I leveled up by the way, so it's one whole level more, and I'm still outscaled. That's insane.
速やかに制圧します。
Oh, I like the music. Oh.
学校生活学生の本質を見せてあげる。きれいに残したいの。
Power cannot be kept on your laurels, pretty much. That's for sure. One day you have that power, and the other day you won't. It's literally how it is right now.
ここまでだ。前方に射撃開始。
Cosmograph is cooking a lot again. That's very nice.
仲間たちはもっと強えんだ。行こう。該当地点。
But thinking about this, I guess now we can just talk about the world news right now. Honestly, Steam is doubling down on censorship. Definitely feels really bad, but I'm not gonna blame Steam for this particular case yet. I think they're taking action. The still the fundamentally least intrusive actions and whatnot. I'm not going to blame them. Yet, obviously, it's hard to trust any companies right now, or even most organizations in the West. In the East, on the other hand, we also have a lot of problems. We also have a lot of, I would say, protests happen worldwide, activities, movements, and stuff. Obviously, humanity has never had a single time where everyone thinks the same and everything, and then everyone was more accepting. But we're going into the period where everything is less accepting in general. And also because people are less sexually active, I would say, quote unquote. So maybe the banning of pornography is not going to affect a lot of people. But I just want to say that, you know, it's still a right that people have if they want to consume. If they make that lawfully, what do you call it, bannable, then basically all of the sex works are also gone. All of the movies we have in the world should also be gone. It will cover everything, but obviously that's not gonna happen because, yeah, Western media are kind of making it seem like it's good when they're just trying to benefit themselves. At this point, I think it's quite truthful that it's they've overreached their welcome. It's no longer the same as it was, I think, a few hundred years ago, or even the last 100 years ago. Was 100 years ago was closer towards, I think, the end of World War One. It's 1921, was it? Was it 1911? Let me check again. Still have Wikipedia, so that's the one thing I still am happy to have. 1918. So it's already about over 100 years since World War One and World War Two started in 1939. So if we are going into a full blown up war in 1939, humanity really can't keep themselves for just 100 years. Obviously, everybody wanted to make money, everybody wanted to do good, yes, but at this point in time, the benefits is not upscaling the cons, and at this point, more people are being hurt from it. So there's a lot of problems we need to settle, both internally and externally. Trade, fundamentals of trade has changed a lot since 1800s, definitely, and with this comes culture expansions, culture appropriation, exchange into a scale which is very, I would say, not healthy. Right? I wouldn't say that it's not nice to respect, but I think respect also needs to be on both ends, not one end. So we respect you Westerns' views, please don't enforce it on Easterns and obviously all over the place, because that's just not the same anymore. I think there needs to be a handshake, not a hand slap. So yeah, and of course, if you are in Japan, please do not be a nuisance. I really want to say that. I mean, in most Asian countries, you're a nuisance, you're the beatboxing, the MRT, you're doing weird stuff, hitting people, being just a moron. Please don't. Please respect people. Don't keep shifting seats on video, on cam, just to annoy people. People will treat you as a weirdo, and I honestly will do the same thing to you, which is treat you like a weirdo, because you're not respecting. And if you are saying that this is old or what, there is order and there is chaos. And I find yours objectively a chaos, and you should respect my opinion, right? Because I respect that you're doing this, but I dislike it, and so I state my opinion, so you should also technically be accepting of it, right? So yeah. And then people dirtying the rivers in Japan, like, why would you do that? Protect the nature, man. Obviously, I'm not super on the environment friendly side in terms of like plastic recycling. I usually pass that, but for the most part, just keep your consumption of those stuff low, and then it should technically, counterbalance it, because you're just lazy. Like for me, I'm lazy. I'll counterbalance it by having lesser of that, have more renewable stuff, so that I don't need to keep on dealing with plastics and stuff like that. So generally speaking, the case, yeah, I rather bring a box, get the box food, bring it back and eat, rather than go through plastic problems and then bring back plastic that I won't know, I would probably not want to recycle, and yeah, on all of this. So please respect. I think firstly, the concept of respect is not equalized right now, for sure. So it's, yeah, I think really NGOs, lobbyists, you all need to wake up, because the world is not just you. You want to make the world better, that is not how you make the world better. The world is made of many different people, and what you're doing, you're just ostracizing people, and then that is basically no different from what Germany was doing back then, in a certain way, right? Obviously, it's not to that angle yet, but you're just only going to trigger it into that angle, and if you're going to play defensive, that's not how you're going to do. That's just purposely riling up people to be aggressive. I do hope that people who understands this knows that the first step to change is always listening, understanding, respecting, and if you are in Rome, do as the Romans do. You don't do as what you do at home. Yeah, we have to be forthcoming with that, right? I go to US, I try to follow what you guys do, right? I mean, I'm like, oh yeah. Or like even any Western country, I'll still try not to be I'll try to know what is not appropriate for you guys and at least adhere to it as to a standard, as well as still following my own principles and rules and laws. But obviously, some of the people, especially social media content creators, TikTokers, who love to go there, do skateboarding, make a nuisance of yourself, please stop. There is a mark that you shouldn't cross. Culturally, not respecting elderly is also one thing. Especially when there's so many other countries are also having a rise in elderly population, and you doing all this is only serving to make you not able to come to the country, or banning or whatever, all those things. Generally speaking, moving across country was, I think, a lot of people's dreams, and I can see that. But versus always winning on the other side, not really. Sometimes you really need to stand, hold, argue, and probably even fight your own people to even get a say or stance inside, right? So that's generally how society has worked. So if you're not gonna be saying anything in your own society, you forsake your own society, and when you look back and you see why it's happening like this, it's just because you didn't hold a stake in your old society, right? And then when you come to a new society, you try to hold a stake in the new society, which obviously culture mismatch. That's not gonna be the right way to do things, especially when most of the people are not from your race, not from your culture. I don't think cultural override should be a thing. If you are in another person's culture, another country's culture, you don't try to change the place, accept it, because you are the one who moved over there, not the other way around. We accepted you because or you fulfill the criteria and stuff. But if you're too outspoken, you just might as well just be deported back, remigrate back to where you were at this point, right? So I do wish that people in that are visiting Japan at least know about that. I'm not Japanese, but I do like their culture, and generally speaking, sorry about the rant. Yeah, I have to make a stand right now because I'm seeing a lot and even more increasing frequency of such videos and stuff being posted around in a time where media is being under attack as we speak, right? In its entirety, a whole industry, a whole society, on Western society actually is on the brink of collapse. Um, I would say it's even that bad to say that it's probably in a very dangerous situation, and it might result in actual conflict, actual physical conflict. It probably won't just be a talking session anymore. So I really do think that tone down, man. There is no reason to fight. You should always discuss, always say. If not, why bother even wear a suit and a tie? Because there's just no point. There will be no point. Money is just a tool, yes, but if you let money make you yourself a tool, then you are a tool, and you let the mindset comes in, you are just not going to be able to be out of the casket. I do think that there is a need for both health valuation, mental valuation, and work valuation. Right, those are all three criteria that most people should have. At this point, people were talking about how do you imagine yourself to be successful, the 5 C's. I think there is another type of C you should think of that splits you up from society, right? And sometimes staying a little bit further from society is good enough. Cleanse your soul, talk to your friends. Obviously, don't drink if you are not able to drink. I'm not able to drink, health reasons specifically, but I still think that it's nice to cleanse your mind, and generally also, obviously I still have to keep a lookout on news, especially for game news, because I am a gamer. I look out for games to stream. I also play a lot of games, so I do not want things to affect Steam to the point that I can't access my games, and that's just bad for business. Might as well make it Steam, certain countries, Steam certain countries. So CN will have its own, US will have its own, UK has its own, F4 have its own, and obviously that would mean that games made in the country will no longer be set elsewhere. And lack thereof, the same thing in the reverse segment, right? So basically isolation rather than globalization. Um, honestly, when the world is facing instability, isolation is usually a good policy to prevent everything from going haywire. But the thing is, with how interconnected the world is, if everything goes down, it's a lot worse than it is. Right? So, but I still think trade would happen in some form or another, even via maritime, in some way or form. Yes. So every country will probably have to start their own way of uh, self individualism kind of like standpoint where they have to be able to get some of their own resources, uh, balance out, and then start working with other countries again to rebuild a lot of the trade routes. And yeah, that's definitely my point of view. That if it goes back to isolistic kind of like society again, then yeah. But as I said, views and everything should be not to be taken lightly and not be taken for granted, but they shouldn't also be objectively only that majority or whatever. There needs to be equal balance of power, discussion, and understanding on why that this should be implemented like this or why this is bad. But even then, I don't think I support censoring. Honestly, if you do not like the stuff, you can don't get it. You know, I don't like certain products and probably KFC. I don't get that product. I see the product. I don't hate it. It's feel free. It's the same. You hate probably something from McDonald's. You don't order that thing from Mac. You still see it. You don't hate on it, right? So I don't understand why people are so, you know, anti about all this. People are talking about making choices and you're disallowing people to make choices. So does that mean that you want to be de-choiced? You want to have reduced choices? There is a philosophy that people are given three choices and but only two choices are actually good. I mean, Nikke actually did this for I believe Rafi Skin, you know, as a pretext. I I think that's very business-ish. And if the government or whatever in the current Western, I mean current as in really current, like the UK kind of current, make this kind of choice and give it to the populace, the three choices, it's all probably gonna be shit. Then there is no choice. There is no true choice. You know, this yeah. Anyway, with how things are going, uh, yeah. As said, there's not really a media that I can really afford port my stuff over right now, so it's kind of really bad. I'm still looking out for it, but the moment I see it, I'll probably jump to it earlier rather than later. Because honestly speaking, I'm not in it here for the money. I'm just in it here for me to put videos up and for me to just talk about games, discuss about games. I really like, you know, quite a lot of games, especially Trails. Even if I take a very long time to finish, you know, it's just me preparing and lack of time. And when I fully endeavor after I finish my graduation, I think it's going to be even worse in terms of trying to find time for all these things. So generally speaking, I think in the future, what I'm gonna do is gonna be a 1 week, one video and one stream schedule. Maybe. I'm looking at that hopefully, but I think likely any stream I do will be likely converted to a video in the future. And I will obviously edit it during the weekday downtime and then post it up probably somewhere in the late weeks, and then we'll just do that. And I'll try to probably uh get a studio or something for me to record because I want a place where I can record without sound problems, get a mic, get new stuff, and get it set up. So that at least I can continue streaming and video creation. Right now I can't really edit my videos right now because of a lot of problems as well. So space problems mostly. So I need to do an upgrade now, and we will take a look on that coming future. Obviously, I do hope that I can get a new intern, save up enough for everything, and then we start from there. Anyway, yeah. Give me a sec. Why is this doing this? Anyway, with that said though, let's continue the story. Sorry about that. What are you talking about?
な目で見ないでくれよ。声が聞こえるんだ、ラピノ。
え？
はい。だから変な目で見んなって言っただろ。
見ていませんが。
顔に書いてあるぞ。
なんと、それは失礼。いや、それが本当だとして、ラピの声だってどうしてわかるの？
ラピとは知り合いなんだ。私が死ぬ直前まで一緒にいたから。今なんと？だから一緒にいたんだよ。あん時はもう侵食末期中の末期だったからろくに覚えてないけどな。
じゃあ何？ラピはあなたの中に閉じ込められてるってこと？
さあね。むしろこっちが聞きたいぜ。
そいつは変身できるのだ。私たちが証言するのだ。そういえばあんたたち誰？なんだルブレ。我々はバイソリッタ。高貴なる白騎士なのだ。もう新キャラが多すぎるよ。
Taking the fourth wall. Haven't I seen you before in the anniversary event?
覚えているのだ。少しあっただけなのに覚えているとはなかなかやるのだ。
Where?
それで高貴なる白騎士様、証明できるとはどういうことですか？なかなか礼儀正しいやつなのだ。
Was it when we hand over Modernia?
答えてくれる？実際に見たのだ。私たちが宝探しをしているとき、大きな音が聞こえたから様子を見に行ったら、そいつが1対3で戦っていたのだ。一人で3人を圧倒しながらバンバン飛び回って、3人が逃げ出した後、一人で残されてしばらく棒立ちになっていたのだ。それからバターッと倒れて、今のあいつに変わったのだ。
変わるとはどのように？
説明は難しいのだ。ボキボキバキバキってしながら。全く説明になってませんよ。チャイムの言った通りですわ。私も保証いたしましたよ。初めて会った怪しいニケの保証なんて信じられないんだけど。お嬢様に向かって怪しいとは無礼なのだ。私たちこそ初めて会った貴様らに親切に説明してやっているのだ。さっきからのだのだうるさいのよ。貴様。
I mean, she does sound like a bird. Rappy went into overdrive to utilize Red Hood. Before doing that, she asked us to find her no matter what. Do you happen to know anything about this?
私を使う？そりゃまたどういう意味だ？
私たちにもわかんないわよ。ところで、そもそもそんなことができるんですか？
Elysian Hidden Tag.
ありえませんね。人格が変わるケースは稀に見ますが、体と人格が丸ごと入れ替わるなどという話は。
So she did physically transform.
服装と武装までありえないことです。でも私はここにいるぞ。
もう一回真面目に答えて。ラピはどこ？
ここにいるって言ったろ。
だからそれをどうやって信じろって言うのよ。
Rappy, say something.
証明のしようがないんだよ。
Ask Rappy.
そもそもあなたが本当にレッドフードかどうかというところから怪しいですね。無論私は偽物だろうと思っていますが、何を企んでいるのです？レッドフードの姿で何をするつもりですか？たくん、日傘のお嬢様は相変わらずだな。
I'm so lady.
その服も
Oh yeah, she does have parasol anymore though.
おちびちゃんに改良してもらってそのまんまか？どうしてそれを？そりゃあ、私は私だから。古いものほどいいもんなんだ。そんなはずは。
Mind break dollar tea
二
time.
人はお知り合いだったんですか？
ああ、よーく知ってる。ひとまず 理解はしました。あなたがレッドフード本人だと。
Fragment of the original Red Hood.
ラピがあなたとボディを共有しているという話は。
とりあえずちょっと場所を変えないか。ラピがうるさくてたまんねんだ。歩けば少しマシになるからさ。
Why is she saying?
同じことばっかり繰り返してるよ。故郷へってな。
Oh god damn it.
もう最終学年だなんて信じられないよ。
That music, dude. Okay, let me go to Twitch a bit.
学校生活前方に射撃開始くらいは綺麗に残したいんだ。
Just mute my own channel. And let me...
待って、すぐ送電するから。
Okay.
前方に射撃開始。
A lot of bots.
ボルトと私の勝利じゃ。さあ、とりあえず歩こうぜ。歩きながら話すからさ。うるさくてたまんねえ。
Okay. Red Hood starts walking, the others follows close behind, with curiosity written all over their faces. Let's see. Sorry, just had to on the lights. Dot dot dot. Beep. Ingrid.
私だ。進捗はあったか。
This may come as a shock.
なんだ。
I met Red Hood. Are you there? She disconnected. What's going on? It's me. I set up a dummy ID, created a chat room for for security reasons. We are using Elysion's top secret channel. It should be safe to talk here. Isn't your screen name a bit obvious? Tactical eye tag. Not at all. No one will know it's me. You say so. Anyway, you say you encountered Red Hood. I saw that she went into overdrive, so I assume this might have happened. Can you explain this? Okay, it's confidential, but since you have met Red Hood face to face, I'll give you full disclosure. It will make things easier going forward. Rappy and Red Hood share the same body. Okay? To be more precise, it's like two bodies compressed into one. Her body weight is therefore twice the normal size, which it makes sense why a lot of time whenever carrying Rappy is considered heavier. And she possesses two cores. Which if you know the story already, you will know she has two cores already. So yes. Command authority of the body belongs entirely to Rappy. When needed, Red Hood's body can be activated. During that time, each body will contest with the others to gain control. The two cores repel each other. The amount of energy released during this reaction eclipses even that of a heretic. This allows her to exert a power beyond any of our comprehension. It's all starting to make sense now. However, the longer her body exists in the states of immense output, the more control will shift over to Red Hood. As long as it is stopped before control is completely transferred, a toxin within Rappy's body disintegrates Red Hood's presence within her own. This process generates extremely high temperatures, to the point that unless you expose her to a large amount of coolant, it will reach her brain. What then? Would she disintegrate? Is it fatal? More or less, and Red Hood is the only casualty of this process. To be precise, although the parasitic entity that leeches off Rappy's body is dissolved, Red Hood's core itself remains unaltered. If what you're saying is true, how do you explain the fact that Red Hood is still alive and well? If Rappy's body is reassembled, Red Hood will reappear along with it. You've tried every method under the sun, but Red Hood consistently resurrects during the reconstruction process. However, any brainwaves detected belongs solely to Rappy. As if it's an echo of the past. Withering Wave, do you know what's happening? So basically, all signs of scans are showing that Rappy is the one providing the power effectively. Even though, sorry, all signs are showing that Rappy is the one functioning, but Red Hood is the one providing the power. So all the boost is Red Hood doing? What? Rappy body is reassembled, so every time they reassemble, Red Hood will reappear. As if Red Hood did something to Rappy. Even more persistent than corruption. That's kinda nuts. Right? Honestly, I know some of this, but I didn't know they actually reassemble the body. Okay. Consistently reconstruct during this process. So every time they reconstruct finish, the brainwaves always show as Rappy even though Red Hood is there. So if they see Red Hood, it's still Rappy signal. They see Rappy, it's normal, it's still Rappy signal. But it's abnormal whenever Red Hood appears and it's still Rappy signal. There's a programming test case, right, where people talk about false positive and true positive, false negative and true negative. And I believe it's a cube-like thick cross table diagram that people follow. Maybe it'll be interesting to map this out and think about how this will work. So this is fiction, but I mean, if they technically, I mean, they're all programmers, right? So programmers will probably, no wait, the story writers are not programmers, but they might have encountered this philosophy before. Okay, less of a philosophy, more of a methodology for how programmers and creation process works. Solely all creation process right now is very streamlined to make the maximum efficiency, has always been the case, but there's a lot of stuff you can talk about, huh? Although it's embarrassing to admit, we haven't a clue as to why this is happening. Future tech, right? It's like wherever you make something that is just not the norm, more than what you can control, more than what you understand, comprehend. Usually this kind of thing are more SCP, right? Yeah, just letting an SCP run around, that would be funny. But honestly, But to be fair, a lot of technology that is being used in the arc doesn't. The engineers don't have a full clue onto why this is happening, as Cecilia said. Right, Cecilia has said that they're running some weird ass tech that even they themselves do not know. They only know roughly what it can do, what it has consistently happened, but the extreme edge cases and all of the close to 30 percentile stuff are not explainable, right? Right, is it 30 percentile or the 30%? A 30% kind of like threshold for failure, where people are recovering their memories or the outliers. It feels very similar, and we are going to go back into that whole, concept with Nikke again, where they are playing with tech they do not know clearly. Has Redfoot ever completely taken over? Yes, only once. Fortunately for us, we were able to introduce toxin into the body accidentally, which caused her to revert back to Rappy. So that's what you gave me. Precisely. Take Red Hood with that. In her body will disintegrate, allowing Rappy to return. Understood. But a word of warning, it won't be easy, she'll put up a fight. Only natural, considering it will end her life. No. Rappy will be the one who resists. What? When Rappy turned into Red Hood remained unconscious. Nevertheless, when we attempted to administer the toxin, she put up some fierce resistance. The miracle that no one lost their life. I thought she was operating on instinct alone, but we noticed Red Hood's brainwave were in locksteps with Rappy. What could that possibly mean? As time passed, Rappy's brainwaves gradually weakened. At the same time, her resistance decreased, which afforded us an opportunity to introduce the toxin. When Rappy was brought back, she had lost several months worth of memories. That will bring us to the start of the game. That will also bring us to understanding that the toxin breaks down something. I guess in Honkai, it will be the Memoria. More specifically HSR. Which world was it? The Chancellor Festival. Whichever that was. I Penacony, right? It feels like that, right? So it disintegrates the bodies as well as its memories. Our hypothesis is that the longer Red Hood remains in control, the greater the memory loss Rappy suffers, so hurry. Red Hood said that she could hear Rappy's voice. Well, could she make out what she was saying at home? When Rappy last activated Red Hood, she mentioned she was able to hear Red Hood's voice. We might be dealing with something similar to that. What did Red Hood say to Rappy? Destroy the Ark. What? Have you seen any signs of such behavior? I don't think so. As long as she's not displaying any obvious signs of malice, you don't have to fixate on that. Nevertheless, it will be best to keep it in mind moving forward. Noted. Destroy the Ark. Is this by the corruption or is this by her being betrayed by the Ark? This is still not fully said to us or whatnot, but yeah. Noted. If the situation changes reports back, I'll be waiting. Wait, what is it? Am I to keep this conversation between us? If this information were to get out, it could turn the Ark upside down. However, if you feel like it will help bring Rappy back, you may share it with your colleagues if you feel it is necessary. Even though it's highly confidential intelligence, only a few parties are involved in this situation. It will come off as a fantastical story cooked up by conspiratorial crackpots. Basically, people who like to do both. Burrowing with more easily digestible information will be easy now. Oh well, that's actually fairly terrifying. Fortunately, there are no concerns about the counters having their brain scanned. Have you encountered any other individuals? We have met with Dorothy. Anyone else? We also ran into some unidentified Nikkes. Are they pilgrims? I believe so. Well, it doesn't matter then. Can be glad they are at least pilgrims. If you feel it will help, share the information. Thank you. Good luck. I recall a conversation between Rappy and Rapunzel.
ラッピは本当に私の友達に似ていますね。雰囲気や性格は違うのに、戦い方は瓜二つです。
その人ってレッドフードですか？
あら、どうしてわかったんですか？レッドフードを知っているんですか？
やっぱり聞き間違いじゃなかったのね。レッドフード、一次進行のニケ、そして伝説の指揮官。あなたたちの分隊名は最初からパイオニアだったのかしら？
いいえ、これは地上で2人に再会した時にもらった名前です。元の名前は
ゴッデス。
Red Hood was a member of the Goddess Squad, a real person who existed in the past. I am beginning to understand Ingrid's comment about how this all would turn the Ark upside down. We don't know the how or why behind any of this, but this insinuates that a Nikke from the past can be brought back to the present. Since there's already been a result, we are surely be able to find the cause. The opposite is also applicable. To nail the end. If this information were to get out and reach the Ark, I can't even imagine what would happen. SCP? CP? You see, one thing is humans really hate the unknown. So honestly, every time the unknown happens, they will make every conceivable method to try to find and explain the answer, right? Okay.
熱い視線を感じます。
Man, after all the ranting, I do feel like I just want to just chill off the games. Off my brain a little bit.
学校生活最後くらいは綺麗に残したいの。
We're already approaching the time where I have to stop the stream soon. So hopefully I can go through another 2 more
指揮
cutscenes.
官、邪魔者は排除しました。
197?
デートの続きを楽しみましょ
When
う。
is my next upgrade to this though? Oh, I should probably go check it out.
ね先生
The next time we are gonna get anything related to this.
もう最終学年だなんて信じられない。 学校生活、学生の本最後くらいは綺麗に残したいの。
Okay, next time we should get an upgrade is
学校生活
199?
最後くらいは綺麗に残したいの。
Is it 199? I don't know. What's oh shit. Oh damn, I'm losing already. Oh no. I think it's 199.
頑張りました。褒めてください。
I can't tell. Yeah, I do 5 more.
行こうぜ。
該当地点に移動し
Yeah,
ます。
yeah, there we go.
該当地点に移動します。
March 11.
先生。
What a date to remember, right? My last remembered amount was 177 though. So at this point, was it 187? No, probably was 188. So I probably need 199 for the next one.
学校生活前方に射撃
Oh.
くらいは綺麗に残したいの。
It's so long till the next upgrade to core, man. Oh. Healing. You can tell we're still way overpowered even though we're in the raid, which is a good thing honestly.
排除しました。で、エンカウント
I'm just gonna go past first and then I'll come back later on after the stream to actually close up all the extra
もう
stuff,
最終学年
honestly,
だなんて
because
信じられ
I
ない。
want at least another 1 more content. Oh no! That's really yabai. Maybe I won't even get that chance, huh? I'm only getting blocked.
学生の力を見せつけないとね。
デッキの撃破を確認。
Woo! Okay.
学校生活
前方に
Oh yes, okay,
綺麗
can.
に残したいの。
排除完了。ターゲットクリア。
Oh, that was so close.
ボルトと私の勝利じゃ。
That was way too close. Too close for comfort, honestly.
移動します。
There's one stuff here, I wanna go get this.
ボルト行こうかな。
エンカウンター。
I think after this, we will end the stream. I'm sorry that today was so late and today had a lot of rant, a lot of stuff to talk about.
学生の力を見せつけないとね。
But generally speaking, it's also for my mental health, okay? I need to talk about all this.
ターゲットクリア。
学校生活
前方に射撃開始。
最後くらいは綺麗に残したいの。
熱い視線を感じます。
残念だったな。ここまでだ。よっしゃこのまま行くぜ。
Let's go. I love Red Hood. Both of them. Or just demolitionists in their own right.
今日の野外授業はここまで。生徒は生徒
And I think the next time we will stream probably will be on either Thursday or Friday. I say all, not end. 'cause-
手抜きはせんぞ。
Yeah. Next week there will definitely be way lesser streams. I would be putting that out there. Are you serious? They destroyed Red Hood? I mean, to be fair, Red Hood being destroyed isn't the worst thing. That means Modernia can come out. The only thing that is bad is that I do not have my energy gen anymore. Yep. Okay, no more thing to hide behind. Very close to not being able to do anything, so honestly I think it's a good idea to end the stream after this. 198? Yeah. So we are just one level from getting the dust up. Use that. But we shall get ourselves kicked on this one again. As we continue the march, I share the information Ingrid revealed to me with everyone. The reaction is immediate and pronounced.
そんな話を信じろというのですか。空想科学を信じ込むような方とは知りません。
私とラピが同じボディを共有してる。
何を真剣に考えているのです。ヨタ話に決まっているでしょ。
でルル
今分かってることはそれだけだろ。ラピを作った人の言葉なら信じないと。それならなんつうかさ、実際そんな感じがするし。
チャイム？
あ、お嬢様。
この方がおっしゃった内容を要約してもらえますか？
Why are you asking Chime of all people?
お嬢様はそのようなこと考えずともよろしいのです。
She doesn't understand.
お任せくださいませ。
そうですわよね。
I knew it that I was coming up.
決定さえ下せばよいのですから。
もちろんでございます。お嬢様ほどの高貴な
I just really
そ
love.
のことを知る必要はございません。
I just really love that face.
理解できなかったんでしょう。
何をおっしゃいますの？理解する必要がないというだけのことです。
お嬢様は私だけを信じてくださればよいのです。
No, Chime. Please no.
そういうことなら、今お前が持ってるその注射、それを私に打てばラピに戻るんだろ。
Well, that's right. Oh, wait, I was clicked up for a bit.
私は死ぬんだよな。
That's also true.
じゃあ早くやろうぜ。
はい。
Hi?
驚きましたね。怖くはないんですか？
ほら、打ってくれよ。
Enough talk.
待ってください。
なんでだよ。とっとと済ませないと。私は死んだんだ。それは確かに覚えてる。もちろん単に蘇ったぜみたいな話だったら素直に喜んだけどさ、ラピの体を借りてるんだろ。なら私がこうしてる間にもラピがどうにかなっちまうかもしれないし。
The longer you stay, the more Rappy's consciousness will disappear.
ほらな、そうだろ。
言いたいことはわかりますが、ことを急がないでください。
Oh, now the
こ
is
の話
protective.
が事実か確認してからでも決して遅くは。
私は今ここにいちゃいけねえ。それはダメなんだ。私はもう死んでるんだから。過去の存在ってこった。今を生きてるやつのものを奪うわけにはいかねって。ほら、早く。
Big Hood stretches her arm outwards. I remove the injection gun from the box. Could you please confide in Cecile and move it towards Red Hood's arm? Please consult Cecile. Please. Red Hood grabs my arm with a vice-like grip. I look up at her.
あれ、どうなってんだこれ。待ってくれ。すぐ離すから。
It hurts.
痛いよな。悪い。すぐに。あれれれ、どうしたんだ。言うこと聞かないぞ。
レッドフード。これ私じゃねえ。ラピが掴んでるんだ。いや本当だって。ほら見てくれよ。
In her other hand, Red Hood starts pounding on the hand and squeezing me. Despite several powerful blows, the death grip on my arm doesn't relent in the slightest.
おいラピ、何してんだよ。
Exerting every last ounce of my strength, I attempt to pull back the injection gun. To my surprise, Red Hood's hand loosens its grip.
ラピのやつ。
Please ask Cecile, please.
嫌いみたいだな。
あなたどういうつもり？ラピを返して、早く返しなさいよ。
ラピが嫌がっているという話でしょ。
Another decent parts. Come on! What is this 24/7? 180? Oh my goodness.
レッドフードの言葉を信じているだけです。
じゃあ何よ？ラピが死にたがってるって言いたいの？ふざけないで。
Hit home? That's what Rappy was telling you, right?
そうだ。
Where? Where's the home? Where's Rappy's hometown?
知らないわ。
私も聞いたことないですね。
Then we have to figure it out. I think that's where we need to go.
うわ
Red Hood starts shaking her head back and forth. Then should we head to Red Hood's hometown? Red Hood's movement stop. This is probably what Rappy wants us to do. She wants us to go to Red Hood's hometown. Which will be where? I forgot. There was a video that was talking about Red Hood's hometown. Where was it? Is he talking about the whatever TC corporation? I don't recall. Okay, even talking about it as Coglight, it's more of like a religious research group. So it's I think it's the same group that Rapunzel was in. Oh, here come the DPS. All I see is a lot of numbers with crits. That's satisfying. I guess with that said, why I drop frames so much? I think it's a good time for me to actually stop the stream here. Oh, Rappy resisted when we tried to administer the injection. Then release her hand when we said we would head to Red Hood's hometown.
このままの状態でレッドフードの故郷に行くのがラピの望みってこと？
I believe so.
正直に言うと、こんな SF とインチキ宗教が混ざったみたいな話を聞いてるより、
Sci-fi
あ
mumbo
いつ
jumbo.
を取り押さえて無理やりにでも注射するべきだと思うんだけど、ラピがどんどん消えちゃうんでしょ。
I say we go and check out this place.
機関様？
Think about it. Despite the fact that she runs the risk of disappearing entirely, Rappy still wants to send Red Hood to her hometown. If she's willing to take that risk, then she must have a good reason for it. Not only that, this is the first time that Rappy has expressed what she wants.
信じてるのね。あいつの中にラピがいるって。
Yes, I do.
レッドフードが死にたくないから、デタラメ言ってるのかもよ。
And to be fair, we still have to include the notion from Ingrid as well, right? So yeah. If that turns out to be true, then Rappy vanishes because of it. I will kill her myself.
師匠。
You hear that, Red Hood? Don't even think about lying to us.
嘘じゃないって。
You have no credibility and trust. The authority is all over the place as well.
戻す方法はその注射以外にないのですか？
As things stand now, this is the only way.
そうですか。では行きましょう。それでレッドフードの故郷はどこなんですか？さあな。ここだって初めて見る場所だし。
あなたね。
いやだからさ、私はめちゃくちゃ昔の人間なんだぞ。死んでる間に相当いろいろあっただろう。
知らなくて当然だって。
指揮官様、どうする？
Is there anything you remember about your hometown? Some type of recognizable landmark, perhaps? Dorothy should know, right?
とにかくど田舎だったからな。そんな立派なもんはなかったな。トウモロコシ畑がずーっと続いてたぞ。家畜を飼ってるとことかも結構あったな。あ、町を挟んで流れてる川がちょっと変わってたな。
Who uses the barrel of a gun to do a picture in the dirt?
銃の扱いは散々怒られたでしょ。
平気だって。汚れは落とせばいいだろ。とにかくこんな感じの川だったんだ。
全然わかんないわよ。ただのくねくねした線じゃない。
私はミミズを描いてるのかと思いました。
わかんないか？
全然これっぽっちも。
そもそも私たちって地図が読めませんし。
だ。
失礼。
くねくね川3号なのだ。細かい部分は少し違うが、多分間違いない。
What do you mean by based on those lines?
そこなら私たちが知っているのだ。これでわかったの？
Chicken scratch.
まっすぐ伸びたトウモロコシ畑があって、木造ベースの家がだいたい20軒。なぜかわからないがガソリンスタンドもあったのだ。あとは
Look
油
like a
らし
pot.
き建物が1軒。合ってるのだ。
もしかしてパブの名前って。
塗装が剥がれててよくわからなかったが、エンジェルスなんとかだったのだ。
Angels?
エンジェルスヒップ。それだ。
Angels here, of
ひどい名
course.
前ね。
案内してくれないか。
部長様、いかがなさいますか？
同行しましょう。困っている民を放っておくことなどできませんわ。
はあ、ではすぐに出発いたしましょう。
どの程度かかりますか？
人間がいるとなるとだいたい1週間はかかるのだ。
This is not a normal human. Wouldn't it be possible to do it in 4 days?
貴様が死ぬ気で食らいつく覚悟があるなら不可能ではないのだ。
Then let's get moving.
よし、では早く動くのだ。
4 days
こ
trip.
ちらの方角
Still a few hundred kilometers at least.
私とレッドフードは先に行きます。積もる話がありますので。
そうだな。
Dorothy and Red Hood walks off.
さあ、私たちも離されすぎないようにするのだ。
ところでバタバタしていて今まで聞けなかったのですが、お
Why
二
you?
人は誰ですか？
I knew it. Oh, the facial expression. Nikke really riveted on that one.
バルト、行こうかな。
I mean, if you played the anniversary story, you would have known them, but holy crap, at this point in time, if you played this story first, I would laugh, man.
ついていくね。
Ah, that's funny. Okay, anyway, with that said, I will end the stream here. On Thursday, we'll continue on, I think. On Nikke. We'll try to continue the story. I don't think we can. Honestly speaking, I think we can take a break again. So if I can't do it on Thursday, like I cannot proceed with any battles, I'll be clearing a little bit of course. If I can't clear any of the other battles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put the stream as Ether Knights. I think it's about time we actually play some Ether Knights before we get banned for it. But Ether Knights does have some elements that might not be safe for future, but we shall see. In the current segment, I think what we're going to do is we're going to, after Ether Knights, we're going to go back into Pearls. I don't think I'll be doing Azure, so I'll be doing back Cold Steel, going back to Cold Steel, our roots, and playing it through again this time. Hopefully a proper series this time. Or maybe I'll play Trails in the Sky remake, but I don't know whether I'm getting the game on release, knowing that there are some actually changes to the script. Right, I didn't actually talk about this last stream. If you have watched to this point, thank you very much. But basically, last stream I was supposed to talk a little bit about the updates to the localization. Obviously, there are a few news that people should know, and I think should work upon. Firstly, will be that the Switch localization had some errors, and they have updated it. But the next one was that Falcom at the source Japanese side actually went to censor their own stuff. I have two thoughts about it. Okay, I do not want anybody to go hate rage or whatever, but there are 2 points of content about it. Right, first one would be that the younger people in the studio, or the one doing the writing and the script, and they are more adjustable between Japanese and English, so they are more susceptible to editing the script, changing a bit to make it business friendly, and all of that. That could definitely be a case, and I don't think it's a bad thing per se. It just means that they're more accepting, which a lot of people have been saying they want more acceptance from Japanese. But there is a limit that we just want the product to be more Japanese, not more English, Japanese dumbed down. So that's another thing. The second one would be that the localizer team were in the same table with the English team, and they said no, this is actually bad. We actually need to change this to this just so that we can market and sell this without having too much drama and too much bad press. And if that's happening, I really dislike it and depressed that that's happening. But no, seriously, localizers and translators and QC team, please screw off. If you cannot take that, please leave. If not, make it a region-specific change. Most of us just want the pure change, okay, which is without idealistic fascism and business into account. Most of Asia can take it, and honestly speaking, just make it an Asia version at this point, right? Asia and English. If let's say the people in the EN really do not like it and they need to cater, but that's my point of view. I think that you should respect the work, as saying you should respect. The word respect is not even said at this point, right? I'm not even surprised, right, if JP businessmen are not going to make business with anyone else in the West. At this point, they have trampled so much, and in terms of profit, they are just trying to wingle you. They can foresee that, and then they're just gonna exit, because it's just not worth to get in trouble destroying your own fandom which you have built. Yeah, you can sell more, but when all the gamers that were once there are not there anymore, then what do you want to sell? You are not going to sell a product to no one, right? You're going to make a loss, at a big loss eventually, and everybody is just going to start and all this stuff. It's just not the right thing to do. At this point, I think they're just pushing everything backwards to 2000 or even 1990s at this point. So, generally speaking, please don't count Falcon for it, feeling, and currently, I do think that maybe there might be another route that we could take, which is that fan patch into official localization. That would be something between the bridge between the middling ground, that people want the extreme or translation and the people who want the docile conservative translation, because it seems that the businesses want to do the conservative translation instead, which is not what people want. People want a little bit more of the extreme side, which I guess if you're already looking at something completely away from your hometown in terms of culture, it's going to be one, a culture shock for most people who are joining in, and two, it's not going to be something easy if they are not having been involved. For me, I've been involved with it as a kid, playing JRPG, RTSs, and all of this, even card games. So I'm actually genuinely more receptive and open to probably some other people, and definitely because I have learned languages, I don't say I'm past N5, I think I am at N5 level. I just don't really use it, so I'm forgetting it. But I do have, last I did my kanji learning, I have that word limit that I have based on N5, but I'm not gonna say I'm N5 level. I'm probably way below N5 because my vocab for Japanese is pretty damn dog shit badly. I mean, I can't even speak English properly some of the times, brain fart and all. But generally speaking, really, just want to tell y'all, based on that last review, I feel like that was not fully generous enough, I guess, in terms of talking about localization. Well, the changes to me are still okay if you want to respect the conservative side. Okay, I will say that. But I feel that I want to have a raw, filtered, extreme side of what Japan culture can offer, and that would be something I would be more appreciative. Okay, obviously I don't appreciate every single thing Japanese made, obviously, but there's a lot, there's a voice in there that wants that. That's why they sell that kind of product, right? If there's no voice, why would people sell? But not everyone can see that. So yeah. So with that said though, I'll end the stream here. Thank you very much for watching. If you're on YouTube, please do leave a like, subscribe, and press the notification bell down below. Not notification bell down below, so that whenever I do my stream or upload, you'll be notified. And leave the comment down below to trigger the algorithm. And what other stuff? Right, if you want to see more VODs, I'll head to the YouTube site. And if you're looking at Twitch, I'll be streaming on Twitch still. I don't think I'll be changing it on Twitch yet. Yet is a thing. So basically, right now I'm gonna do is in the future, likely YouTube would be the one getting stripped off, so it will be posting of upload bots. If let's say censorship happens, and then same thing will happen. Sorry, the current status quo will still happen to Twitch. But we shall see. I don't think I cater to the JP or the CN market in the first place, so there's no point to bring my stuff over there yet. But I am studying JP slightly a bit more now, thanks to this. So anyway, if you do not want to be censored at the source, censored at all, just learn the language. Honestly, I think humanity has gotten a bit too lazy. I think there's a necessity to force us to be a little bit more hardworking, and I think this is a way to go. Maybe this is a hidden agenda to make people less lazy and more hardworking. Active, learn languages, learn skills, and pot more rather than sharing everything and share like this is great. But obviously in the grand scale of things, you sharing stuff that you learn is great, but I think in a certain sense we need to accelerate faster than ever before to beat up AI and to beat up businesses. So yeah, that's it though. Thank you very much for watching, and if you're on Twitch, please do leave a follow down below. Yeah, bye bye. Windrunner EX signing off.